Lola has a big decision to make, Maya's struggle intensifies, and Miles' play is in danger of getting canceled. Hey, I'm Carrie from DegrassiBlog.com, and welcome to another edition of Degrassi Corner, and we are looking at the 8th episode of Degrassi Next Class Season 3, hashtag IRegretNothing. So we find out that Lola is indeed pregnant, and from the get-go, she just wants to have an abortion. She doesn't want to be a teen mom, so she just wants to get this over with. And she tries to go to Miles to talk to him about it, but he just blows her off because of the play. However, when she tells Yael instantly steps in and is like, hey, I will go with you. So Lola goes to the clinic. The nurse asks Lola if she's sure that she wants to go through with this, and Lola is 100% positive. And then we see this unprecedented scene where we follow Lola into the procedure room. This episode is the first time that Degrassi's not only been able to tackle abortion, but also broadcast it in the way they want, without the broadcasters basically breathing down their neck. So that freedom itself allows them to truly go there in this episode for the first time in what feels like a really long time. Afterward, Lola goes back to school and she does her presentation, and she tries to mirror her presentation from her phone to the TV screen in the room. And while doing that, it also shows her search history, and she'd done all these searches on abortion, and everyone in the class notices, so she gets embarrassed and then she runs out. Shay and Frankie, they find her in the bathroom, she's crying, she's embarrassed, and they get into this debate about whether or not abortion is wrong, and they lean on the side of abortion being murder. However, the thing that upsets Lola the most is the fact that she doesn't feel guilty about having the abortion. So we know pretty much after the moment where she realized that she might actually be pregnant at the end of 306, it's been a couple of weeks since then in the Degrassi universe, so since then she had done a lot of research and she'd basically already made up her mind that she was going to have an abortion. And Yael tells her that society is always going to shame women for getting an abortion, so Lola decides that she's going to do a vlog to tell people that she had it and basically just own the fact that she had one. And that's really the big key here, and that's a major thing that Degrassi has been touching on all throughout Season 3. That you should be making decisions on what's best for you, and it's not up to anyone else or what anyone else thinks about what you should or shouldn't be doing. And not only should you be making decisions for yourself, Degrassi also puts the lesson in here that you should own your decisions. Then we see at the end, there's the scene with Miles. Basically, he realizes, even without anyone actually saying it, that Lola got pregnant and that he was the dad. And Lola decides that she's not going to tell anyone ever who the dad actually is. Now switching over to Maya's storyline, continuing from the episode hashtag unsubscribe, people saw that she did this death photo shoot on campus, and people are really worried now. She's sitting in this meeting with her mom and Simpson and Miss Grell, and they're all like, you need to get your act together, or maybe you need to change schools. So Maya doesn't want to do that, so she just all of a sudden turns it on. She fakes her way through this and she's like, okay, I'll just do whatever it is you guys want me to do. So throughout this episode, we see Maya going around trying to fix things. She tries to repair her relationship with Grace, but Grace wants nothing to do with her right now. Then we see Maya talking to Zig about how she wishes that they could go back to the way things were between them when they were dating. And she actually kisses him and he pushes her away. He's like, whoa, hold on a minute. I have a girlfriend. And of course, Esme at that point walks up and she's not very happy about that. Then we see this really disturbing scene where Maya has a very intense daydream. You know, we've all had these very super hardcore daydreams that just feel too real. And hers is about her walking into traffic. So Maya's in the midst of this daydream until Saad interrupts her, and he's like, yo, what the heck? You just stopped talking to me? We don't hang out anymore? What's going on? And then Maya tells him that, you know, she enjoyed their photo shoots because they made her feel something, but that probably wasn't the best idea for them to do those photo shoots. Later, we see Maya at home, and her mom yells at her for skipping school again. And then at this point, Maya just completely breaks down. She says that, you know, everyone wants the old Maya back, but I don't know where she is or if she's even there, and I need help. Something is wrong with me, and I need someone to help me. So Maya's plot is ramping up, and it's just feeling way too real right now. The amazing part of this storyline is the fact Maya doesn't really know what's wrong with her. All she knows is that she feels numb, and that scares her. And the idea of feeling numb is even scarier than feeling sadness or pain. And finally, the third plot in this episode is just a really quick Miles plot. Basically, Maya, while she was in the office with Simpson and Grell and her mom, she mentioned something about the play having to do with suicide. So Simpson's on the warpath. He thinks that, this suicide talk is going to trigger people who watch the play. And then Miles, he decides that he needs Zoe's help in order to convince Simpson that the play should continue. So Zoe reads the script and she's concerned because she's reading the script and she can catch the fact that throughout what's happening in the play that Miles and Lola hooked up. So she's worried that Tristan will easily catch on and find out that Miles cheated on him. Miles doesn't want to hurt Tristan, so this leaves him to basically want to give up on the play. And when he's in that meeting with Simpson, he's like, you know what, if you want to cancel the play, just go ahead and do that. However, Simpson has no intentions of canceling the play. All he does is he writes some revisions to the script, and he gives those to Miles and the rest of the crew to rework. This is the first time I felt like any plot in season 3 felt like complete filler to me. And I mean, there's just so much happening in this episode with Lola's abortion and with Maya's depression that it feels like they just had to fit something in here. We knew this was going to happen at some point with Miles and Tristan possibly knowing what the play is going to be about. So it feels like they're just filling time until we reach that opening night, a couple of episodes down the road. And that's going to do it for this episode of Degrassi Corner. Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. And of course, I want to know what you thought about this abortion episode. I don't think people this is a groundbreaking thing because they've only done abortion literally a handful of times on Degrassi. And this is the first time that Degrassi has been able to do an abortion storyline completely in the way that they want to. So leave your opinions about that below. Also, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. And there are 2 more episode reviews on the way for Degrassi Next Class Season 3.